Why I don't like the early shows of romance is because we don't know each other yet. We're not in love yet. We're not connected yet. And it just means so much more when, say, you are committed to each other and then you genuinely, in the middle of your workday, think of your partner
Mm-hmm.
and really love them. You're like, no, let me get on 1-800-Flowers and send her a
Mm-hmm.
bouquet. That means so much more and hits so much different than 100% stranger
Mm-hmm.
doing something for you, because then it's giving trick, it's giving um simp, kind of, it's giving what a transactional,
Yeah.
it's giving, oh, this is gonna last for 3 months and that's how long they're gonna hold out to maybe try to get some. But like when you find someone genuine who's actively searching for partnership and then you commit to each other and you love each other, the little moments of joy and gestures that just you're not expecting feel so much better.
Oh yeah, 10/10. Highly recommend. Has your perception of what romance is changed over time?
Yeah, I think I wish there was a way to separate our brains from what we've watched. Like, we're just so influenced by television
Mm-hmm.
and movies and growing up watching all the princess things that you think, oh, this is the blueprint. Like, if he loves you, he
The
has
fairy
to,
tale.
yeah, spend all this money on you, take you here and here, like buy you a new wardrobe, pay all your bills, like just, I don't know, just the most outlandish, unrealistic things are implanted into our brains. So then as you mature and grow and learn what like real love and real commitment is, you strip all that away. And then what am I left with? Just basic kindness and reciprocity and good conversation. Like romance can be a meal in the house with candles
Mm-hmm.
and just talking. Maybe go even deeper, like a vulnerable conversation. And at the end of that, there might be some tears you have to wipe away, but then you feel so much closer and then you like snuggle on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
That's romance to me.
Yeah, I guess as I'm talking to you, I guess creating in moments of intimacy,
Yes.
I value more than like the shows of romance. Like Joe and I have several of like those card decks, like the ones for couples, and then we have one that's just like for you to read yourself for like self realization and that kind of stuff. But sometimes we read those and then we like kind of answer those prompts together as well. But anything where I feel like I can get to know you deeper, know your heart, just those moments of vulnerability, I just value them so much more than flowers.
And that's someone that you're already with. Because I was thinking about those cards, and I remember I was on a second date with someone who brought the card deck out.
Oh, mm-mm.
And I was like,
Mm-mm.
I wasn't even sure if I liked this person. Our first date was a lot of fun. I wasn't physically attracted to him, but I think bigger picture, none of my people look the same.
Yes.
I don't have a type. Genuinely, I really want to know what's in your soul and how you think and behave and all the things. So I wasn't physically attracted to him, but he had a great personality and we had great conversation. There were genuine laughs and everything. So the second date, we grabbed a bite and then he whips out the deck and I'm like, oh, we're doing this. I feel like if I was attracted to him and there was like mutual chemistry, I wouldn't have gotten the ick.
Mm-hmm.
But because deep down I was like, this is not my person, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to answer these questions.
Because it's the balance. Like, am I even comfortable enough to want to share? Because those cards go deep.
So deep.
Like, you're not trying to get that vulnerable on the second date. I feel like he would have been better off because maybe he wasn't a great conversationalist and he needed that as like a little buffer to help. He was better off maybe looking through the deck in his private time so that he had some go-to questions for you to spark a flow of conversation. But my brain would automatically default to like, is this his thing on every date? He just like pulls this out. Like, can we talk and have a conversation without this?
Yeah, there needs to be nuance in every situation, and the nuance, you need to read the person. You need to know
yes.
what the vibe even is. If you don't even think the person is connecting with you, which you would probably pick up on if you got rid of your devices, and I'm not even talking about your phone, like any device to aid the date, like the deck of cards, you just actually just are attuned with the person that's like across from you, you would know whether you should whip out the deck or not. And it's too much. It's too much too soon. And that's why we're talking about like timelines in relationships when it comes to romance. Like, when do you do certain gestures? And a lot of it, unfortunately, is not black and white. You really need to read the room.
Yeah. I always appreciate like a home cooked meal because it's the thoughtfulness that goes into it. You just kind of like taking the time to do something for me. I mean, yeah, we can go out to eat too, but if we're at that stage where I don't feel like being led to your home is a trap or anything, and you're like offering to cook for me, that could definitely be like a romantic gesture. Joe did not know how to cook when we first got together. And I remember getting irritated because I went over there the first time, I didn't eat. I don't think he had any food in the fridge either. It's fine. He wasn't necessarily expecting overnight company. Things just happened. But then like the second, third, fourth night, I'm like, all right, dude, like I'm continuing to come over here. You not feeding me. Like at this point, you are not reading the room. Like if you want me to stay here, there needs to be food here. But he wasn't even thinking about that because he wasn't a big food person, and I don't know how he ate or what he ate. So he went downstairs and decided to whip me up like the most protein I've ever had in one sitting. I don't know if he thought I was a bodybuilder or what, but he literally cracked a dozen eggs trying to just get them into the pan. 6 fell on the floor. It was a lot of eggs. A dozen were sacrificed. I think 8 made it onto my plate. And then I had like 5 orange wedges. And I'm like, what do you think I'm training for here? But he wasn't a breakfast guy, and he didn't know how to cook. And it's my favorite story about him because of the effort that he put in.
Yeah.
Like the food was nasty. The plate it was like one of the styrofoam plates was so heavy. It was like cracking in the center because of the weight of all these damn oranges and these eggs. But he tried.
Wow. I always wonder how men eat.
How they survive.
I meet these people, they have jobs, they're kind, and then their fridge is empty. They don't even talk about DoorDash that often either. It's just like, what do you eat? And when do you eat? It's like they're lucky if they get a meal. They all need wives.
I'm constantly thinking about what the next meal. Last night before we went to bed, I said, honey, toast, turkey, bacon, and eggs in the morning? He's like, yep, I'm good with that. Before I even shut my eyes, I knew what I was going to eat for breakfast today.
Yeah. I'm just a food prep girly.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's like, it's such a huge part of life.
Yes.
And people are like, oh, I don't cook and I eat when I eat. Sometimes I forget to eat. I'm like, what?
I'm a foodie though, I guess. So I can't imagine living like that.
I mean, feeding someone is a love language too. The date that I had that was bad, the guy who just sat on the couch watching TV.
Did he cook for you at least?
No, but I need to eat. So I was like, hey, since we have this huge itinerary and not every single meal is going out to eat, I was like, I can make daytime food. And then he was like, okay, great. And like, he asked me what I wanted and he went and bought the groceries. So I'm like, okay, because you're not a cooker like that, which is totally fine. But like, that was nice.
That's a good compromise. If you're not going to help, I need you to finance the...
Yeah. And then I whip up bangers all the time. So that's fine too.
You were always willing to cook for your dates.
Ooh, child, we need to talk about this. So don't like do what I did.
Steaks. Like she went out and bought a sample steak so that she knew. You know what? You tell your story.
Cast iron skillet, the rosemary, the butter, the seasoning, the New York strip steak from Paisano's famous butcher shop in New York City. Got all of that, but didn't want to mess it up. So I went ahead and got a cheaper steak and practiced my sear. Also, I could...
Not for her husband. Just throwing that out there. She's practicing steaks.
So I can get the sear right for this man who dumped me after 5 months because I didn't like the same music as him.